Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where I've just got done listening to... Oh my god, what happened to my hat? Just got done listening to track number 11, Hitotsu Dake from Best Scandal by Scandal, as we do our track-by-track album review. And as always at the beginning, these two things to remember. One, this is part of a track-by-track playlist, so if you're not already, follow that playlist via the description below and the link, and you know how that works. And also the fact that we can't do these as reaction videos. I've just finished listening to the song as usual because of the fact there is some legal stuff with Scandal's music, so we just have to do it as a review. But at the end of it, obviously, I invite you guys to give me your thoughts in the comments and join the discussion on this. Now, what I would say about this song is it does sort of steer things back around a little bit. We've gone through quite an interesting album. It starts off with a lot of punch and, really sort of setting the idea of these girls as being a really good sort of pop rock band with a good intelligent sort of style and, being able to shift things up. And then certainly during the middle of the album, it goes really into that and we get a lot of experimentation and cool things happening. Now, when we get to this point, track 11, I've got to say what really strikes me about this is that now we've kind of gone back to that original sound. This is sounding to me more like a Scandal song in a less experimental, more straight shooting way. I can see that it's towards the end of the album because it's a relatively simple song, but I just think this one kind of works in a good, fun, pop rocky way. Yeah, it doesn't quite have enough to be one of those ones you'd stick at the front of the album, but it's one of those ones that definitely is nice as a sort of a return to normality towards the end, just so you can rock towards the end of the album. And I'm getting the feeling this is one of those albums that's going to play out on a rocky, sort of a fun, rock-along final taster note. Now, with this particular song, there were a few things I wanted to compliment on it. I really like the vocals, and like the fact they used obviously more than one of the vocal talents in the group. Again, I'm not sure exactly how many of them do vocals, but I'm pretty sure that at least two members of the group regularly do lead vocals, one more than the other. As always, you guys know more about the group than I do, and although I've heard a lot of the chat about this on our Discord, please tell me more about, who does what. So yeah, in this it was nice to hear two voices at least being used and harmonising really well. There was some great drum work in this as well. I thought the drums were nice and subtle. It was a simple song, the guitars and everything, during the verses it sounded a bit like a sort of an early Jimmy Eat World sort of song. It's like all very chugga 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 bumpa chugga bumpa chugga sort of thing. Another beautiful vocal representation of music. And there was some great stuff going on alongside that in the drums, and that the drums was doing that slightly offbeat snare thing, which was cool. The chorus was actually surprisingly catchy. I'm not going to say it was the best chorus ever, because, it's kind of a short, slightly repetitive chorus, but it does really earworm you. I mean, it's kind of stuck in my head right now, going round and round and round. So this is one of those songs where it seems to be very kind of effective. It's not quite catchy enough to be like the single that you put at the front of the album and go, yeah, everyone must listen to this. Again, I've made so many mistakes already on which songs are singles and not singles on this album, but I'm assuming this is not a single. You have to work on that basis. I can give my musical opinion, as I always say, having worked with music for pretty much most of my life. However, when it comes to the background of the bands, I'm going on an assumption here, and I'm assuming this is not a single. It doesn't seem like it quite would be the best choice. It's one of those ones that's catchy, but in a kind of earwormy way that I think it probably wouldn't stand up to repeat listens without getting a little bit annoying, that chorus. But it is a very catchy one nonetheless. And, the song is sort of simple and straight shooting. The thing that really got me most of all, though, I think the thing I really want to compliment about this song is there's just this kind of feeling to it. It feels kind of uplifting. The simple chord pattern, the simple melody, the way it all goes together, the simple and straightforward way they play it. I mean, they've demonstrated a much more musicianship on other songs on this album, and this is one of those ones where I say it's not down to a lack of musicianship, it's down to restraint. I think this is just, like I said, to use that Jimmy Eat World example again, not that I know that much about Jimmy Eat World, but I've heard a few of their singles growing up, certainly, is that sound of something simple but just sort of works in a simple, effective way. And I think that's kind of what we're getting here. We're getting Scandal doing simple, punchy, effective. We have a song that has an uplifting feel. Let's just roll with it. Let's just do that and do it well. And so, yeah, like I say, nothing... this is one of those ones... There's been a couple of these on the album. Those ones where you go, there's not quite enough detail and identity to make this one stand out and go, okay, that's a song that we're going to remember as, a highlight of their catalogue. Oh, we must come back and listen to that song. This is one of those ones where it's just kind of got that quality of being really kind of fun when it's on. This is mainly memorable for being a bit of an earworm, but that's not really the same thing as being a memorable song. That's more of a, oh god, I can't get it out of my head type of song. And it is a little bit like that. So this is one that once you had got it out of your head, you probably wouldn't immediately think to come back to it. But it's certainly something that's going to uplift the album. And we've been through that like interesting little playful section in the middle, and I think they are now trying to sort of round up the album. And we'll be moving on to the next track, which I believe the next track, Sakura Goodbye, well, that kind of name suggests what I was about to say, that might be the last track on the album. There is a track after that, but it appears to be a bonus track. Let's see what that is. You know what? I shouldn't be checking this out whilst I'm doing the review, should I? But I am just going to see. It is the Kagero album version. Okay, I'll check to see if that's one that I need to do as part of the album. But hey, full-on album reviews here, track by track. Yeah, this one I liked. It's, like I say, it's one of those ones where every time it comes around on the album, every time I listen to the album and it comes back around to this, I'll be happy to hear it again. But as I say, it's not one to write home about. It's just kind of like a good, fun pleasure. I always wondered about the phrase filler. When we talk about filler on an album, I don't think this would necessarily be filler. I think the definition of filler is kind of something that's there just to fill space. I do think this serves a purpose in the flow of the album, and I do think it has a nice contrast from the other songs that have come before. But if we were to say that any song on this album was filler, this would be getting a little bit close to that. But like I say, not in a bad way. This is something where it just kind of, it's enjoyable while it's on, as I say. Anyway, for now, thank you so much for tuning in. And this is the bit where I want you to get in the comments and tell me what you think. And obviously use your better knowledge of the history of the band to tell me more. If you're not following this, follow it as part of the playlist, because then you'll be able to see my whole perspective of how I'm approaching this as well, which I sort of outlined in the first track of the review. And hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this as we move forward to other albums as well and continue the Scandal journey. But for now, from Japan, thank you so much for tuning in, like I say, and ciao ciao.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out more of our hundreds of videos we got online on this channel right now, or get involved in the discussion with us at the many social media links we've got in the description below, where you can suggest new videos and artists for us to check out on the channel. Or you can just do the usual YouTube stuff and comment, like, subscribe. You know how this works by now.